Hello everyone and welcome back to the Silas Infotech. In today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the process of installing OPNsense inside your EVE-NG lab environment. This is a fantastic way to build complex network topologies and test out the powerful features of OPNsense without needing extra physical hardware. So, what do you need to get started? First and foremost, you'll need a working EVE-NG installation. If you haven't set up EVE-NG yet, don't worry. I have a detailed video tutorial that guides you through the entire process from start to finish. Create your own network lab with EVE-NG's step-by-step real internet connection. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below, so be sure to check it out if you need to get your EVE-NG server up and running. Next, you'll need the OPNsense ISO file. Specifically, we'll be using the DVD version for this installation. If you're unsure where to find it or which version to download, you can refer to my previous video on installing OPNsense in VMware Workstation. In that tutorial, I cover exactly how to download the correct ISO from the official OPNsense website. The link for that video will also be in the description for your convenience. Finally, you'll need a way to transfer files to your EVE-NG server and access its command line. For this, you can use tools like PuTTY for SSH access and WinSCP for file transfers. In this video, we'll be using WinSCP because it provides a really user-friendly graphical interface for moving files, which makes the process a lot simpler. So, make sure you have WinSCP installed on your computer. Alright, if you've got your EVE-NG server running, the OPNsense ISO downloaded, and WinSCP ready to go, then it's time to dive in. The first thing we need to do is prepare the EVE-NG server to accept the OPNsense image. This involves creating a specific directory structure where EVE-NG expects to find custom images. So, let's open WinSCP and connect to our EVE-NG server. You'll need the IP address of your EVE-NG machine, along with the root username and password. Once you're logged in, you LLC your local computer S file system on the left and the EVE-NG server S file system on the right. We need to navigate to a specific path on the server. The path is /opt/unetlab/addons/qemu. This QEMU folder is where all the virtual machine images are stored. Inside this QEMU directory, we need to create a new folder for OPNsense. The folder name is very important and must follow a specific convention. It should start with OPNsense followed by a version number or a descriptive name. For this guide, let's create a folder named OPNsense 25.7. So right-click in the QEMU directory, select New, then Directory, and type in the name OPNsense 25.7. Then click OK. Now that we have our destination folder, it's time to transfer the OPNsense ISO file. On the left side of WinSCP, navigate to where you saved the OPNsense DVD ISO file on your local machine. After the file transfer is complete, we have another crucial step. EVE-NG requires the installation ISO file to have a very specific name. It must be named CD-ROM ISO. So, right-click on the OPNsense ISO file that you just uploaded, select Rename, and change its name to CD-ROM ISO. Make sure it's all lowercase. This is a critical step. If the file isn't named correctly, EVE-NG won't be able to boot from it. With the ISO file in place and correctly named, the next step is to create a virtual hard disk for our OPNsense VM. This is where the operating system will actually be installed. We need to do this from the EVE-NG command line. You can open an SSH session directly from WinSCP by clicking the terminal icon, or you can use a separate client like PuTTY. Let's connect via SSH. Once you're logged in as root, we need to navigate to the same directory we created earlier. So, type the command cd/opt/onetlab/addons/qemu/opnsense-25.7. Once you are in that directory, we will use the qemu-mz command to create our virtual hard drive. The command is opt qemu-bin qemu-im create ifq dois-v-chioa hda20g. Let's break this down. qemu-imag create is the command to create a new disk image. fco2 specifies the format, which is the standard and most flexible format for QEMU virtual disks. Virtual HDD is the required file name for the virtual hard disk in EVE-NG. And finally, 20G sets the size of the disk to 20 gigabytes. You can adjust this size if you need more or less space, but 20 gigabytes is a good starting point for a lab environment. Press Enter to execute the command. It should complete almost instantly. Now, our OPNsense image is fully prepared on the back end. The final step before we can start the installation is to fix the permissions for the new files and folders we've created. This ensures that EVE-NG can properly access them. The command for this is located in the EVE-NG documentation, and it's a script that fixes permissions for the entire addons directory. The command is opt/unetlab-wrappers-nil_wrapper affix permissions. Just type that in and hit enter. It will run through and apply the correct ownership and permissions to all your lab images, including the new OPNsense one we just added. Great. All the command line work is now done. We can close WinSCP and the SSH session. Let us switch over to the EVE-NG web interface to add the new OPNsense node to our lab and begin the installation. Open your web browser and navigate to the IP address of your EVE-NG server. Log into your account, and either create a new lab or open an existing one. Inside the lab environment, right-click on the blank canvas and select Node. A window will pop up with a list of available node templates. Scroll down until you find the OPNsense image. You should see an entry for OPNsense, and if you hover over it, it should show the folder name we created, OPNsense 5.7. Click on it to select it. Now you can configure the resources for your OPNsense virtual machine. You can change the name, the icon, and most importantly, the CPU and RAM. For a smooth experience, I recommend allocating at least 2 CPUs and 2048 megabytes, or 2 gigabytes, of RAM. OPNsense can run on less, but this is a comfortable amount for a lab. Under Ethernet, you can set the number of network interfaces. Let's start with 2 for now, 1 for the WAN and 1 for the LAN. Once you are happy with the settings, click Save. Your new OPNsense node will appear on the lab topology. Now right-click on the node and select Start. The node icon will turn blue, indicating that the virtual machine is booting up. To see the console and begin the installation, double-click on the OPNsense node. This will open a VNC console window in a new browser tab. You'll see the OPNsense bootloader appear. Just wait a moment, and it will automatically start booting from the CD-ROM ISO file we prepared earlier. The system will go through its initial boot process, loading the necessary kernel modules and drivers. This can take a minute or two. Eventually, you'll be presented with a login prompt. To start the installation, you need to log in with the user installer and the password OPNsense. After logging in, the OPNsense installer will launch. The first screen is the key map selection. You can usually just accept the default and press Enter to continue. Next is the installation type. We want to do a guided installation. This is the easiest and most common option. It will automatically partition the virtual hard disk we created earlier. So, select Guided Installation and press Enter. The installer will then show you the disk it found, our Virtual HDD disk. It should be the only option available. Just press Enter to select it and proceed. Next, you'll be asked to choose the file system for the installation. The default ZFS is a great modern file system with lots of advanced features. But for simplicity in a lab, UFS is perfectly fine and a bit more straightforward. Let's select UFS for this guide. The installer will then show you a summary of the disk configuration. Confirm that it's going to install on the Virtual HDD disk. It will warn you that all data on the disk will be erased. Since this is a new virtual disk, that's perfectly fine. Select Yes and press Enter to begin the installation process. The installer will now copy all the necessary files from the ISO to the virtual hard disk. You'll see a progress bar as it works. This part of the process usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the performance of your EVNG host server. So, let's just let it run. Once the installation is complete, you'll be prompted to set the root password for the OPNsense web interface and console access. This is a very important step. Choose a strong password, type it in, and then re-enter it to confirm. After setting the password, the installer will finalize the configuration. The final screen will say that the installation is finished. It will give you the option to either reboot or go to a live shell. We are ready to reboot the system, so select Reboot and press Enter. The virtual machine will now restart. However, it's very important that we don't let it boot from the installation ISO again. We need to remove the cd-rom.iso file from the OPNsense 25.7 directory and restart Node from the EVNG interface, and then start it again. This ensures that it boots from the virtual hard disk where we just installed OPNsense. So, go back to your EMG lab tab, right-click on the OPNsense node and select Stop. Wait for the node to turn gray, indicating it's powered off. Now, right-click on it again and select Start. Double-click the node again to open the console. This time, as it boots up, you'll see the OPNsense boot menu, but it will be booting from the hard disk. It will automatically proceed after a few seconds. You'll see the system booting up, and after a moment, you'll be presented with the OPNsense console menu. It will show you the network interfaces and their current status. By default, the first interface, VTnet 0, will be configured as the LAN, and the second, VTnet 1, will be the WAN. Initially, the WAN will try to get an IP address via DHCP, and the LAN will be configured with a static IP of 192.168.1.1, and that's it. You have successfully installed OPNsense in your EVNG lab. You can now connect other virtual devices, like a Windows PC or a Linux server, to the LAN interface of your OPNsense firewall and start configuring rules, VPNs, and all the other amazing features it offers. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more networking tutorials and lab guides. If you have any questions or run into any issues, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.